You may have seen the latest batch of ads for Meta glasses making the rounds, with the ability to now be voiced by Kylie Jenner herself. These aren't just a tech novelty, they're the latest in high fashion, where style meets futuristic functionality. You can use it to translate fan mail, or even identify the latest fashion trends. It can even make you play better at pool.
Hey Meta, which of these shots should I take?
Try to hit the yellow ball.
Hey Meta, what move should I make in this game of tic-tac-toe?
I'm not capable of seeing the available. To give advice, please describe the current state.
There's one X in the center. Can't fucking do it. Meta glasses are supposed to be the ultimate blend of fashion and form. Now everyone can have their own personal AI Jarvis sitting right on their face. Let's see what people are actually using it for.
Yep, here I am, just minding my business at the airport, and this guy starts to talk to me. Didn't know he was recording me. So this morning I wake up and my brother sends me this post on Instagram. No idea he recorded this whole conversation with his glasses. Is that just creepy? He never asked.
Meta glasses are now the preeminent tool for being a perverted creep in public. We now have the ability to surreptitiously record people not only without their consent, but also without their knowledge. Where nuisance streamers used to have to go through the effort of hiding a camera or making it obvious that you were holding a phone in their face, now they can do up close and personal, in-your-face filming content with their victim being none the wiser. Now, Meta glasses do have a light indicator on them showing that they're recording, but there are plenty of ways to get around it. There are a bunch of YouTube videos made by the creepiest guys you know explaining all the different workarounds for how to trick the light to turn off. If you find yourself becoming the type of guy Googling how to make sure women don't find out you're recording them, like, come on, bro, at least you could have brush the dandruff off your shoulders before filming this. Before we get started, I am not challenging the legality of filming strangers in public. This is the cost of having a protected First Amendment for stuff that actually matters. I'm just arguing that it's pretty fucking rude. I would never want the law to dictate who can and can't film in public, but I do think there should be an expectation of decency if we can't have privacy. We shouldn't have to choose between a healthy First Amendment and being clip-farmed every time you want to walk your dog in the park. I don't know if there is a good legal way to differentiate between what is worthwhile journalism and what is content, but I know it when I see it. Meta glasses are not a helpful tool for the visually impaired or a neat futuristic gizmo, alright? It's a tool for perverts to turn the world into their own personal content farm. People on the street aren't just random human beings anymore, they're props to be used in the pursuit of virality. They are a means to an end to get a viral reaction, not a human being. You might argue that a lot of these videos are staged in the first place, which may be true, but I'm sure a lot of them, especially the ones terrorizing homeless and mentally ill people, are in fact real, and I think psychologically manipulating these people in exchange for a pack of cigarettes is not a fair deal.
Well, I do have 6 saltine crackers and $40, and if you can eat 6 saltine crackers under a minute, I'll give you $40.
I'm aware that this is just this generation's version of bum fights, but at least that guy had the decency to tell them what the deal was up front, and they knew they were being filmed.
I'm asking you, this is fucked up, dude.
What's fucked up?
How you guys are denying me a hit of crack?
It got me thinking about this clip of my moral North Star, Louis C.K., talking about punching up and punching down in comedy.
If you have a maid or a cleaning lady in an office building who has 5 jobs, and she sees the boss walk by who's a billionaire, and she says, fuck that guy. You're like, yeah. But if a billionaire goes up to a little cleaning lady and like spills coffee on her head and goes, ha ha. I was telling this person, that's not funny.
Yeah.
But of course, it's a trillion times funnier.
So much funnier.
It's way funnier.
Of course.
To his point, as a comic, I am inclined to agree with him. The CEO committing an act so egregious is funnier than the maid sticking it to the man. In a comedy sketch. If that were to happen in real life, then this guy just brutalized and burned a little Mexican lady. Not that I'm assuming the cleaning lady is Mexican,
Kick every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilet, Donald Trump?
Oh, that's no.
In the sense that, you know what I mean? Like, when I'm saying
There's more jobs to be
in LA, they always,
but
they don't,
Latinos are not only the only people
I didn't mean it
doing
like that. Come on.
A lot of comments on this TikTok of Louis saying this seem to be arguing against him, and I think they're misunderstanding the point that he's making. He doesn't mean that this is funny in real life. He means that it's funnier to have the evil thing happen as a joke than it is to have the just, righteous thing happen. And to that point, I do agree. But in these Meta Glasses videos, they really are pouring the hot coffee on people in real life. On paper, picking up a homeless man and tossing him into a horrifyingly decorated Uber is hilarious to me. That is funny. And the commenters seem to agree. But doing it to an actual person is bullying.
That's all I got.
Have a fun ride.
That's the pouring of the hot coffee on someone. And with content like this becoming more and more common, people are starting to be conditioned to blur the line between what is a sketch and what is real. They're starting to view the scalding hot coffee as just a prop. It reinforces the separation of fantasy and reality for what is and isn't just a joke. Now, most of these are just ads for gambling apps, so I don't expect much in the ways of moral decency, but the struggle with talking about this kind of content is saying it out loud of what these premises of these videos are just reinforces the idea that they are funny. Because like I mentioned before, the hypothetical of the situation is so absurd that you can't help but smile at the idea of stuffing a homeless man inside a van covered with images of John Pork. It just is funny. The problem is that when the funny idea and the real-world execution collide, the audience is unable to differentiate between what's real and what's fake. There's the old adage that a prank is only good if the victim also ends up laughing, which I generally agree, and I think that's true of all comedy, where if you can't get their permission, at least get their forgiveness, as it were. With these videos, they take the concept of an abusive situation that would be funny in a sketch and then put it into the real world. One duo that I think does this really well is this guy, Chad Sean, on Instagram. You've probably seen their stuff online, where they often do get unsuspecting victims into their videos, but often those people insert themselves into the arguments that these guys are having that are so absurd and often very homoerotic that,
Seriously?
Listen next time.
And I'm gonna grab your dick and I'm gonna twist it here in a second.
You're not kicking nobody's ass in that cute little sweater. Take it back to your grandma.
Get my grandma's name out of your frickin' mouth. Come fuck me then.
Anyway, they know how to push it right up to the line before it gets too annoying. So I really do like the way that these guys do it, where they're kind of the only two characters in a public setting. You guys have seen my comedy. You know I'm not the PC police. I just did this roast against an 8-year-old child, which you can check out over here. And that's something I really like about Roast Battle, is that everybody knows what they're signing up for, all right? Very rarely are there ambushes like that, but that was all in good fun anyway, so it wasn't really that bad. Something I've never really pursued or had an interest in comedically is pranks or hidden camera content, because one, I was raised to have shame, and I think non-consensual comedy is one of the worst things that you can have happen to you non-consensually. Now, I'm not gonna lie and act like I haven't enjoyed prank shows before, like Impractical Jokers or C-SPAN calls, which I genuinely still crack up watching even to this day.
Hi, am I on the air?
Yep.
Fuck.
Thanks.
When it comes to the Impractical Jokers or Jackass, most of their stuff involves making a fool of themselves, very rarely embarrassing the person that's in the video with them. And for the C-SPAN guys, they only last a couple of seconds, And to be honest, I have no real moral argument for that. I just think it's funny. Now, I'm not going to sit here and call every interaction with a power imbalance rape culture, but I do believe that the guys filming this content, and usually with women with meta glasses, are acting out of some sort of perverse power fantasy. They know the subject is being filmed, and that sort of gives them a power over them. In any form of photography, there is a certain power afforded to the photographer over the subject. There is a control given to the looker over the looked. The people in these videos are powerless to stop themselves from being filmed, barring physically assaulting the person, which they're not legally protected to do, assuming that they even realize that they're being filmed in the first place. I wonder if you can just shout, "Hey Meta, stop recording," and it will mess these guys up. Try that and let me know how it works. There is a voyeuristic quality to Meta Glasses content where part of the pleasure derived from watching is the fact that the subject is unaware that they're on camera. I want to illustrate my point with my favorite scene from Silence of the Lambs, so spoilers ahead. Jodie Foster is stumbling around in complete darkness of the killer's home as he stalks her with her night vision goggles. For a long while, she is completely at his mercy as he can watch her, but she has no idea that he's even in the room with her. The only reason she didn't die was because he decided to toy with her. There's also another interesting detail of this scene. Notice how it's filmed in the first-person perspective of the predator. Normally, a horror movie would want to put us in the perspective of the powerless one to instill that sense of terror, but Silence of the Lambs gives us the perspective of the terrorizer. In this brief instance, we aren't just following Buffalo Bill, we are Buffalo Bill, watching someone who doesn't know we are there, about to commit this act of violence. We have the power because we can see her, but she can't see us. Not to make this a film class, but David Fincher is one of my favorite directors, and he deliberately makes a point to have the camera act as this omniscient outside observer, having the camera peek into the lives of the characters who are oblivious to us peeping in on them. In a way, to be seen is to be controlled and to be dominated. Fincher puts it best when he says this:
I think people are perverts. I've maintained that. That's the foundation of my career.
So where does that leave us? With Meta Glasses, every mall, park, and public space is now filled with Buffalo Bills, where instead of trying to make a suit out of fat women, they're farming them for content. For the low cost of $400, you can make anyone you want a puppet in your TikToks. But hey, I guess it's cheaper than digging a well in your basement. Tell me what you guys think. Am I overreacting? Do you think Meta Glasses are as creepy as I do? And who owns a pair? Send me one. I want to start trying them out. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.